welcome back to the channel. My name's Vicky and today is very exciting. I'm so excited, it's going to be awesome. We are going to be talking about giraffes. So today is World Giraffe Day, so it happens every year on the 21st of June. So why not check out the Giraffe Conservation Foundation and find out a little more about what they're doing to help giraffes out in the wild. So giraffes are one of my favourite things ever. So I hope you get as excited as I am. So believe it or not, I used to be a zookeeper and the main animals I used to look after were giraffes. So as you can tell, I am very excited and love to share with you so you guys can learn a little bit more all about giraffes. So let's start off. Now with giraffes there are 9 different subspecies. So the subspecies live in all different areas out in Africa and wouldn't tend to meet each other out in the wild. Now in zoos, a long time ago, they didn't know about the different subspecies. So what they did was they thought a giraffe was a giraffe and they bred them. Now since then we've found out about these 9 different subspecies and we have realised that some of them have been crossbred. So what's happened now in zoos is that we have separated all the hybrids into non-breeding groups and then we're only breeding from the pure breeds now in zoos. So that is brilliant, that is great. It's taken a long time to do, but it's so worthwhile in the end because they wouldn't tend to meet each other out in the wild. So let's work through the body of a giraffe and tell you a bit of facts about them. So let's start off with the head and work our way down. So their eyes are incredibly good. They can see a good couple of miles, so very good eyesight, as well as being such a tall animal. Have you ever seen a giraffe's tongue? So, any idea what colour it is? Any answers? A lot of people might say pink, but the majority of it is black. So it's blacky blue. So it's about 45 centimetres long, so it's a very long tongue. And then the last 6 inches of it is the blacky bluey in colour, and that's to prevent it getting sunburnt. So the giraffe's going to be eating for about 20 hours a day. So they eat the leaves off the trees, so out in the wild it'd be acacia, and then in zoos they feed a mixture of different items. So I used to feed out willow, hawthorn, blackthorn and a few other different varieties of trees. But please be aware, do not try to feed the giraffes. They do have a strict diet and if anybody is feeding them they can have an upset stomach. It is quite sensitive, so please just let the keepers feed the animals. So have you ever noticed on top of a giraffe's head they've actually got these pointy bits? So they've actually got 5 in total. They're called ostracones. On males you'll find at the top, on the 2 prominent ones, that it's bald. That's because they fight and they wear the hair off. And on females they have tufts of black hair then on top of those ostracones. So what do males fight for? So they fight for dominancy, so to try and get higher up in the hierarchy in the group. And then they also fight for females as well. So what happens out in the wild is a giraffe will be born. If it's male, it'll be with mum a little bit and then it'll move on and it'll go off and find a bachelor group. So these are the same as zoos, so they have bachelor groups in zoos. So he'd go off, find a bachelor group, and this is a chance for him to learn how to be a giraffe. He can then go off and leave the others and go and find a female. But there might be quite a few other male giraffes looking at this female to try and mate with her as well. So what they'll do is they'll have a sparring match. So what they'll do is they'll stand side by side and then they'll swing their head at the chest area of the other animal to cause the most impact. So they can topple over with this, but the one who wins then gets the female. So that's all about the ostracones. So moving from the head further down the body, we've got the neck. Now, believe it or not, the giraffe only has 7 vertebrae in the neck, which is exactly the same as us, and even a field mouse as well, so just different sizes. So moving further down the body, you come to the stomach. Now a giraffe is a ruminant, which means it has 4 compartments to the stomach, and with its food, it eats the food, it goes down, and then he regurgitates it, and then chews it again, to then swallow again, so he gets all the goodness out of the food. It means that what's left over at the end is pure waste. So other animals that have 4 stomachs and regurgitate is a cow, giraffe youngster. So with a female giraffe, the gestation period is 15 months, so it's an awful long time. So when the female giraffe does give birth, she gives birth standing up. So the calf will drop about 6.5 foot head first onto the floor. Within an hour it will be standing up, and it can run 25 to 30 miles an hour that day. So that's an incredible speed, but this is so that they're able to get away from predators such as lions, and then for the youngsters as well, the hyenas. But if they do come across these predators, what they will tend to do is they will kick out. So a giraffe will kick out, and it's about a ton's worth of force into each kick. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about training giraffes. So this happens in zoos. So because they're such a big animal, in zoos the keepers train the animals so that it's fun for them. They've got something to do, something to interact with, but it also helps medically. So the training I used to do, I mean every zoo is different, so this is just my own personal training I did with the giraffes. We had coloured targets, so each different animal had its own different colour, and you were able to hold it out and they were able to come over and touch their nose to the target, and then you would do a click or say well done or good, and then give them a reinforcement of food. So this is great for being able to move the animals around the enclosure, but it's also great for being able to get them onto weighing scales. So we used to weigh the giraffes regularly. Other bits of training that they do in zoos, so you've got the targets, you've got the weighing, they also take blood samples and urine samples for vets. Most zoos are able to get the giraffe's hooves onto a block so that they can file the hooves down for hoof care work. So it's incredible what they can do in zoos now, and it's all just through positive reinforcement. So if the animal didn't want to do it, then they wouldn't have to. They're willing to do this training, and they know that afterwards they will get a little bit of food because of it, which is great. So let's talk about enrichment. So enrichment with animals is key. It keeps the animals active. It gets them doing some of their natural behaviours as well. Enrichments can be all different, so it depends what animal you've got to depend what size or different type of enrichment you can do. Now with giraffes, a lot of it is food based, so you can get cages, baskets or cages or what have you, and put a load of lucerne in, which they do enjoy in zoos, because in zoos they have the pellets, lucerne, and then they have the browse as well, which are the different types of trees. So you can put lucerne in there, and then a variety of different fresh food as well. So it gives them a chance to be able to use that tongue to wrap around the food and pull out of the basket or the crate or whatever you've put in there for them. It gets that tongue using, which is great. Other sorts of enrichment you could do is you could put a ball up. So I used to use like a sea buoy. I used to attach that up for them, and they could bat it around with their head. It's great what type of enrichment you can do. But even the training is enrichment. So I hope you guys have enjoyed learning a little bit more about giraffes. If anybody has any questions, do comment below and I will do my best to answer them. If you'd also like me to talk about some other animals as well, just let me know which animals you'd like, and I can always do it as like a little series for you, so we can work through a few different animals, whether you like meerkats or zebras, apes, so orangutans, or something like that. Just let me know, and then I can organise a video for things like that for you guys. If you have enjoyed this video, give me a like, give me a nice thumbs up, and subscribe. That's the way you can see all the latest videos coming up. I hope you've enjoyed. I've been so excited to tell you, as you've probably noticed from the videos beforehand. So I will see you soon, and all the best, and any other questions let me know. Bye!